Now on the sofa we have Morgan and Maggie.
Hello.
So Morgan, what inspired you to start your motorsport journey?
So my family have always been in racing. My dad used to race, my mum used to race like on ovals. So my dad did stock cars and hot rods and stuff like that. So I've always been around it. And then when I got to the age, I think I was about 7 or 8, and I wanted to do mini stocks. Dad said no. He was like, let's go to a kart circuit, and then got me into karting. And it kind of started out as a hobby to do with Dad, and then we kept doing it more and more, going to two circuits. On a Saturday we'd do like a morning at one circuit and then the afternoon at another circuit, and then it just kind of snowballed from there and just, fell in love with it.
Must have been fun to build that relationship with your parents as well.
Yeah, definitely. Like me and my dad, we are really close. We do bicker sometimes because he was always the mechanic and I was always the driver, so we'd always be like kind of arguing about stuff, but it definitely brought us closer together.
Yeah. So, Maggie, when did racing first come into your life?
Pretty similar backstory really. My family have all come from short oval doing like Euro rods, and my brother did mini sprints and things like that. And then I never was into cars like at all. I rode horses from when I was like very young till about 10 or 11, and I literally wasn't bothered by the cars at all until one day I just woke up in the morning and I said to my dad, I want to give it a go. So he let me out in my brother's Autograss car around the fields, and there's a video of me. You can hear me driving around. I don't quite realise they could hear me, but I was shouting with joy when I'm driving around this field, right? But yeah, so I started Autograss in 2021 because all my family have done that as well. My brother did it, my dad's had a go at it, and yeah, I've done 4 years of that now, or 5 years even.
Wow, that's amazing. So, Morgan, what made you want to work with Claire and become a motorsport mentor?
So at the end of last year, it kind of dawned on me that I can't race forever, just in my circumstances. So my dad, he got diagnosed with kidney disease, and he was always my mechanic and kind of like the driving force behind my racing. I've always been heavily involved with like the sponsorship chase and stuff like that, but we don't move in those sorts of circles. We come from like very humble beginnings. So I kind of made the decision I did try over the winter to find sponsorship, but it's really hard when you're kind of not guaranteed to race, to go out and chase that. So then I kind of had to take a step back and think, this is just going to have to be this year. I'm just going to have to take a step back. Then I started working for another driver, George Foxlow, helping him with his social media. And then his dad asked me, he was like, would you be able to help us with sponsorship chase? And I was like, yeah, of course. So then he got me in contact with Claire. I was working for George with Claire, so I would do the meetings and stuff, and we'd kind of manage George together. And then she turned around a couple months ago and was like, do you want to work with me and help more drivers? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I feel like I've got a bank of knowledge from literally motorsport being my whole entire life, and then now being able to give that to other people and help other people on their journey is really rewarding. So that's kind of how I started working with Claire.
It's quite fulfilling, that feeling as well. I can kind of relate to how, like, what your dad's going through. My dad, he went through stage 5 kidney failure, and he had a kidney and pancreas transplant around 2 Christmases ago. Wow. He had it for 5 years, brought on by type 1 diabetes, so it's quite a hard thing to go through at a young age as well. So.
Yeah, it's quite tough. Like, when it happened, I was at university, so I never saw that gradual like decline in his health. It kind of was like I'd be at uni and then I'd come home and like he was really poorly, and he's like typical man, like suck it up, like nothing's wrong. And then you kind of see it, and it's like it is really tough to see, and it's the whole kind of going through that and being there for him. It's frustrating with what sort of like the treatments are and the plans, and it is just very long-winded, but I've just got to be there for him, and hopefully we'll get back out racing because he misses it as well. Yeah. He goes and watches, like me and Maggie used to race together, and he'll go and watch Maggie race, and he's just like...
He's a legend.
Yeah, it's just frustrating. but yeah, so it's tough at the minute, but hopefully it'll get better.
What was it like racing against each other? Because you both did Fiesta ST240s.
Yeah, we did,
last year,
Yeah.
Well, Morgan, you did 2 years beforehand, didn't you?
Yeah, so I did a year in the club class, which is kind of like the AM class.
Now, yeah.
And then I did pro, and then my second year of pro was when you joined.
Yeah, so I joined in 2020. Oh, last year, 2025 was my first year, and it was nice to go into a series where there was another girl, and I knew Morgan prior because my brother also raced the same series against Morgan. The year Albert won the overall, Morgan won the club or the AM one. So yeah, I'm running in the AM now, so I'm trying to follow in her footsteps and win it, but I don't know.
So you've just finished jazz college as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I've just finished college. Yeah.
What was it like? How did it sort of fit and...
What, into college?
Yeah.
It's all right because I get days off with racing. I could kind of plan my week and be like, oh, actually, I can't come into college on Thursday, Friday. So I got a couple of days off every now and then. It was quite enjoyable.
That's nice. So Morgan, you coach drivers with X-Kart as well now. What do you find most achieving about helping young drivers find their niche?
Yeah, I love coaching. It's kind of one of those things that I kind of always wanted to do because I never really had a coach in karting. It was always kind of like me and Dad. And then when I went to cars, that's where the coaching side kind of came in, like me receiving coaching. And I picked up a lot through that. And then now being given the opportunity at X-Kart to come in and help their drivers. So a lot of their drivers come from like a corporate karting background, so they're all quite fresh in the owner karting world. So it's really nice to be able to give my knowledge over to them, let them see the data, go through it with them, go through the GoPro footage, and if they've got any questions they can ask, I'm always there to speak to and just provide that support as well, which is kind of what we do. Through the Motorsport Mentor, I can also give my mentoring and my coaching at the same time, it's just so rewarding. When we get a good result, it's really good. So it's brilliant.
So Maggie, what is something you've learned about yourself as a driver in the year, in this past year, that may have boosted confidence within yourself as a driver?
Yeah, so I did obviously Autograss from 2021 and I still do it now. And Autograss is quite a good way to get into motorsport because it's quite cheap. If you want to go the easy route, it's quite cheap. And I've learnt a lot through Autograss because my first year I was bad. I wasn't good. It kind of took me 2 years to get into it until 2023 when I actually started winning quite a lot. So, but no, I think myself, I used to get quite angry after races if I'd done bad, or not angry, but upset. But now you just got to roll with it. You're going to have good days and bad days. And I do think there is more highs I've had recently in motorsport than maybe lows. Obviously, at the end of last year, we had the incident at Donington Park, but that's kind of the lowest low we've had. But other than that, it's been quite good. You just got to stay positive. Otherwise, it just drains you. You've got to just make the most out of it and have fun with it, I think.
Now that you've finished college, what do you have planned next?
I'm going to get a job, hopefully somewhat in motorsport, because that's what I like doing. And I've always said to Mum, I don't want to work unless I enjoy it. And motorsport is the main thing I enjoy doing. So whether that be probably at a local kart track or something doing like that. But
yeah, because you don't want it to feel like a chore. You want it to be something
exactly.
you enjoy.
Yeah, I enjoy motorsport a lot. So anything to do with that'll do. And I get paid as well. I like that. Yeah.
So what's the next step for both of you to take in your career?
My next step is probably just getting back out on the grid. That's where I see myself at the end of this year. That's what I want to do. Working with Claire, I've got this whole new wealth of knowledge from her when it comes to sponsorship chasing, so that I can now apply that to myself as well as helping other drivers, and then hopefully find some way of getting back on the grid. Because as well, that's what Dad wants to do as well. That's what we've always done. So I'm hungry for it, and I want to be back out. Basically, that's my next step.
Yeah.
I'd say I've done 2 years in the 240s now. This is my second year, and I want to move out of that next year. I want to kind of go up the ladder a little bit, whether that be, I don't know, there's a lot of different categories you can go into, but I like the look of the minis and stuff like that. Obviously, I know my brother did that as well, so I'm kind of following in his footsteps a little bit. But yeah, it would be to make another step up the motorsport ladder, but like Morgan's saying, it's so hard when you don't have a big backing behind you of budget. So I've got to find some big sponsorship, some big money to come in first before I can make their moves. But yeah, that's the goal if everything goes well. Yeah. Get on the TOCA package, that would be ideal.
What advice would you give to young girls who are thinking about starting their motorsport career?
Do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Do it and enjoy it. You've got to enjoy it, otherwise there's no point to do it, to be honest with you.
I think you enjoy it. You your results come when you enjoy it. You enjoy the process, you enjoy learning. You've got to kind of like accept the fact that you're not going to be the fastest first time you get out there. Just enjoy the process and just remember why you do it. Like sometimes in your career, like in my career, sometimes you get to a point where you're like, I just really don't enjoy this anymore, like what am I doing? And then you kind of have to like remind yourself of how far you've come. But I just do it. There's not as much of a stigma. There still is a stigma around women in motorsport, don't get me wrong, but it's getting so much
now,
it's getting so much better. And there's so many, like, even if you do corporate karting, say like me and Maggie have been really lucky, like our families have a motorsporting background, so we've always had that support there. But if you don't and you still want to get into motorsport, like there's so many different avenues.
Your local team sport,
team sport, anything like that.
Beat all the boys as well.
So thank you so much for coming on, and hopefully we come back for some games in a bit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.